So I was wrestling. I chose to look like that. That was me at the time. I get bored and I change things. And thank you. I was like, it was very much to me. It was Dee Snider, Green Goblin, Michael Hayes, Rip Rogers, all kind of, smashed together visually. Yeah. But I was a legit circus guy and all that stuff. And I chose to look like that. I was wrestling as Sinn Bodhi for FCW in Florida. And then, I guess what was happening was Vince wasn't happy with a bunch of guys that were going up, and then they just, I don't know if they were ill prepared, he just didn't like them or whatever. And so there was like a memo kind of sent down to FCW where they're like, I want 5 TV ready guys now. And so Doc and Kern and Dusty, they picked 5 of us. I was the first pick. Ziggler, Swagger, Byron Saxton, and DJ Gabriel.
It's a good group.
So yeah, they're all good dudes, buddies of mine, talented, all of them talented and nice. And so
DJ Gabriel, is that the South African guy, or is that?
No, he
was
that big jack. He was a big jacked up British dude.
Oh, Sonic, Steve Sonic.
Yes. Super
wrestled many times in England.
Yeah, super good dude. Yeah, wrestled him plenty of times in England. Super good dude. We would always joke and say we liked him behind his back. Like whenever he was around, we're like, fucking asshole, whatever. And he's like, oh, what, mate? Come on. And as soon as you walk around, like, oh, he's such a nice guy.
I can see that.
Well, we took him, we were all at a all-you-can-eat sushi bar one night, and he made the mistake of putting his green tea ice cream, his mochi down in front of us, and he went to the restroom, and me and allegedly Heath Slater and a few other FCW guys were like, And he came back and we wasabied it. And he stuffed it in his face. He was like, you bastards. And he brought in, like, he looked like Yosemite Sam with
burning out of his nose.
Smoke coming out of his ears. The red just went,
man.
It was pretty good. But so I chose to look like that, Kizarny. Vince, after having my sit down with Vince, he came up with the Kazari name, knowing that I came from the carnival and I was a legit circus guy and all that stuff. So I was just appreciative of the spot. And again, going back to my basis coach, Ron Hutchinson, he was just like, always be a good soldier, do what you're told, make the best of it, get down. And that's what I did.
Yeah. I liked it. I mean, I don't know much about it. I didn't get to see much of it.
I didn't like it and not like it. I needed to wrap my head around it. But the part that I didn't like was, he asked me if I could speak Carney, and I said, yes. I can, yeah. He's like, all right, good, then you're going to speak Carney. Okay. So I'm like, okay. But he wanted me to, he was dead set on me being a babyface. So I decided if I'm just going to speak this Carney pig Latin gibberish, it's going to get irritating. And, nobody needs an irritating babyface. Like if I was a heel, okay. Yeah. So like when he first said about the Carney stuff, like Dusty would work with me down in FCW, and I was still kind of a heel because I didn't know I was going to be babyface just yet, and so I would cut some somber promo talking serious, and then at the end of it I would outro with like Sizzally Sizzled CZ Shizzles by the Sizzy Sizzor, so just something nonsensical. Yeah. And so Dusty was like, oh, that's creepy, baby. Oh, I like it. It's in the can, whatever. Yeah. And then, but when I got up there, they wanted those vignettes to be like just all Carney, which is just.
Did it bother you? Because you thought it was exposed to wrestling, but Carney came from the...
No, I didn't mind that.
They would come, he used to keys them to music. You'd hear that at the carnivals a lot when they were working the games and stuff.
When I'd wrestle carnival shows, Carney would test me to see if I was legit or not. Yeah. And they were like, oh, he's real.
Yeah, and then, I would hear that there at the carnivals. Then in wrestling, I've learned it. I actually learned to call everything in Carney before when I broke in, it was all called we spoke with Carney.
The part of the Carney, I did not mind the Carney. I minded how the director kept on saying, Vince wants you to be a babyface. You sound too scary. So I had to keep on like kind of hiring my octave. And next thing I'm Kizarny. I'm Kizarny
almost.
So when I hear those vignettes, if I was just talking like this, I probably wouldn't have minded it if I was a heel and I could talk. But when I'm here, I sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and it drove me bonkers. That's the part I didn't like.
I get it. I get to see the heel where it's half regular, and then Carney when you get a little serious about it. You get a little mystical about something and push it. Maybe they should have just left it in your hands and said, hey, why don't, being that your character, it probably would have been a better ride there. But they're done. And we'll move on. There, Raymond. I hope you're flipping happy.
There you go,
Raymond. Now you've had me, guy I love, you had me asking stuff. But going back to one of the things I love about you is your caring nature and love for the industry to make the industry better.
Back at you.
One wrestler at a time, not not for yourself, but for the good of wrestling and,
I appreciate
and
that.
the love of wrestling.
Like I was telling you before we got on camera, like that day that I was out there feeding my goats and you just called me out of the blue and you just had some kind words just for no reason. It meant the world to me, and I appreciate it. And thank you, and I love you.
I just felt like I needed to tell you that. I don't know why the universe was supposed to call you. And just,
you know what? I did.
Something must have happened in my world that made me appreciate you so much more. Like, need more.
I remember what it was, but I'm not gonna incriminate on camera.
Because I remember like I was having like a complete meltdown, and I was so thankful for you and being in wrestling and giving back to wrestling.
Well, I did when I hung up the phone. Like I was appreciative of it, and I take compliments so awkwardly. I appreciate them, but I'm like, oh, thanks. And when I got off the phone, I really kind of just almost sat down on a bale of hay with my little goats. I'm like, son of a gun, I just didn't know how much I needed a call like that. Like it was very, very good on my soul. Thank you.
Yeah, all soldiers need to know they're appreciated for what they're doing, and not just going out there to die. For a cause.
No, but I do really appreciate that.
Want some, get some, bad enough, take some.